What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are here at the Spirit Halloween Flagship Store, and we are going to take a look at everything they have in store. Now, normally there are lines out the door here. Unfortunately, this year there is no huge grand opening ceremony, but we're still here, so let's go take a look. We got the inflatable guy right there. We got all the signs up on the walls. Let's go take a look. All right, guys, here we go. There's a lot to look at. Let's go in. Here we go, guys. Welcome to Madison Scare Park. Look at that. We are here at the Spirit Halloween Flagship Store. All right, let's take a look right here. Starting off with the Crypt Countess. Let's check out Jack.
You think you can escape me? I am Jack the Reaper. I make the skies turn.
All right, well, he's supposed to be motion tracking, but either he's not picking up my face or he's not working. Because the sensor is a little high up there. You can see the sensor right in the finger right there, but he's not seem to be tracking. All right, so we just got breaking news in the newspaper from the Egg Harbor Herald. A giant rat found near the sewer. I wonder where that could be. Here we've got Spirit's new mechanism right here. They've got a rocking tombstone. Some love him, some hate him, but here is Bullseye. He is massive in person, I will say that. Also very quiet. Cannot seem to hear him. Oh, what was that at the end? He like bounced back and forth a little bit there. All right, we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna take a look on this side of the train cart right here. And let's look at Backbend Bonnie. All right, now she should. There we go. Yep. She just breaks her back. Looks kind of painful. I don't know if I'd want to do that. So Spirit always hides Easter eggs throughout their ISCs. Like there you could see 1031. Here we have Nibbles from last year. It says Nibbles Lurks. And right above that, we have Monkey Business. All right, let's check him out.
Ready for the surprise?
Oh, he's missing an eye.
He doesn't bite.
Let's see, it says RIP right there. We got a little rat right there. All right, let's check out the Fire Demon right here. I do really like that flame effect in his face.
It burns inside me.
He's the one that's definitely drawing me. I really do like his posture and like the way his hands are positioned. But he does look pretty cool. At first I thought he looked kind of cheap, but he does look a lot better in person. See, raccoons are known for eating everything and anything they see. This guy must have eaten something a little toxic, burned right through his stomach. I wonder if it was the same thing that mutant sewer rat ate. All right, let's see. We got the classic jumping spider. Well, not the classic one. This is the grand black one. But just the animatronic himself. He is a classic. Ah. And then here we've got the night owl. He's got a pretty big, pretty wide wingspan here. I do really like his feet. But besides that, I do think he looks a little cheap. I'm not the biggest fan of him, honestly. All right, here's Trick or Treat Pete. Once again, huge in person, very cool looking. But you could only fit 6 things of candy in his hat, which I think is kind of crazy. Like every 6 activations, you have to refill him up with candy, which I think is really insane for Halloween night. You know, like, especially if you're getting like a lot of trick-or-treaters, you don't have time for that, but we do have time for Sinister Strawman right here. Oh, there he goes. Honestly, I think he is my favorite out of like that Mr. Dark line. I think he is very cool looking. I think he looks the best out of them all. Because we've had him, we've had Hellspawn, we had Towering Tallulah last year, and then of course Mr. Dark. But I think he's got to be my favorite. I really like his design. All right, let's check out the Twisted Grandma.
Much more than you.
See, she's the one that's like, could have been cool, but just so goofy. I mean, look at that mouth. The puppet mouth, I really don't like puppet mouths. I think those look really weird and just cheap. All right, now here we have Headcase Harry, and right here, we've got one of the coolest animatronic activation buttons we have ever seen. This emergency button.
Knives and thrown together. Candy, joy, twisted and right. Then feel the sting.
I think it's interesting that they decided to sculpt the candy into his hand instead of having like, I don't know, pieces that you could add or something like that. Honestly, I think I do like the activation button a bit more than I like the animatronic itself, I'm not gonna lie. And for having such a cool like activation button, they really should have put a cooler animatronic to activate, I feel. Like something that actually does something. Like maybe like Valak right here would have been awesome to activate from that. But let's check her out. There we go. I really do like her jump scare. I think she is really cool. Now, I know I've talked about it a lot, but I really do like all the little detail that they put into the ISCs. Like this rebar coming out of the walls into this broken wall, and then we've got like the climbing ladder right there. I think it's so cool to see all that little detail in the ISCs. I mean, we've got the train tracks right there, and here's the train car, which also looks incredible. And of course, we've got Jack the Reaper right in the center right there. All right, so why don't we take a look inside of the train cart now. Here we go. We've got the front right here, and you can see all the way into the back. But why don't we drive the train real quick? You hear that? I don't know if it's picking up on the microphone, but when you pull the lever, it makes the floor vibrate, just like if you were to, you know, be driving the train, which I think is really cool. It also has a little speed dial right here that when you push it, ready? Watch this. The speed dial goes up with it, depending on where you're pushing at, which I think is a really cool little detail touch. I mean, there's so many little references on the train map right here. There's so much that goes into these themes. I mean, like we got Ophelia Street and Death Ray Drive, all like animatronic names, Harriet Hustle. There's stuff all over here. Even like really old stuff like Spasm. I mean, they got the Horrorplex Theater. I mean, there's so many little old references throughout this map. And then it's also got a phone right here, which you probably won't be able to pick up on the microphone, but I could try. I don't know if you could hear it. It's very quiet, but they said they're currently unavailable. Run for my life. Now I gotta say, I really do love the lighting through here, like the electrical wire and stuff like that. It really does look cool. And even like all these little signs lit up, like look at that right there. Once again, just so many more references. I love this right here. We've got another train map, and then we've got the Terror Tots right here. Now here we've got a couple older animatronics that were brought back. We've got Electrified Corpse right here. I feel like they really did improve him with this one, which I think is pretty cool. And I think it's really cool that the seats are actually like a cushiony material, so you could actually sit on the subway cars. All right, here we've got another classic. We've got the Sitting Scarecrow. Let's see him go. There he goes. Look at that. Still such a great scare. It never gets old. But guys, I think we found him. The Mutant Sewer Rat. There he is. Very, very gross and gnarly. I wish he was bigger. I wish he was like an 8-foot tall rat that was just like super wide and massive. He's kind of tiny. I really do like his hands though. There's a lot of little detail on his hands, which I do think is cool. But yeah, I just feel like he's too small. It would have been so cool if he was this massive rat. He's got a little bite out of his ear. Did you do it? All right, now it is time to leave Madison Scare Park right out the turnstile exit right here. And let's go see what else the store has to offer. So always one of my favorite things from Spirit every year is the little decor items, like the licensed bobbleheads and the guns and all little stuff like this. I mean, we got Jason, we got Pennywise, we got Freddy, we got Chucky, we got... I mean, I just love all this little decor. And I mean, they always have such a wide range of so many different licenses from all different movies and just different IPs. Like, I mean, we've got a ton of Nightmare Before Christmas right here. Here I just showed all the Haunted Mansion. Can never miss out on all of the Hocus Pocus that the store has to offer. They've got a ton of these awesome looking statues right here. I really love this Frankenstein one right here. Well, Frankenstein's monster. See, I know my stuff. Their signage is also just always on point. Now, I know this was from last year and he sold out so quick, but I think I'm gonna try to get him this year. And of course, we've got a ton of animals. I love this pig right here. He's so cool looking. We've got these brand new pumpkins right here. This one's got like a tongue, or no, those are guts. I'm sorry, those are guts sticking out of his mouth. And he's got a hand right there. This one moves around. Pretty cool. I really like this one with the hand though. I'd say one of my favorite things from the year this year though is this urn. So what it seems like it does is it lights up purple, it makes sounds, and it even fogs out of the hole right here, which I think is really cool. But of course, it's not Halloween without a ton of skulls and skeletons. I really like this skull with the arrow going through its eye. That's pretty cool. And of course, here are some more skeletons. We've got some new stuff. We've got this pig on a tray. Then of course, we've got this little like bird right there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. We've got some more animals up here. Now here we've got a bunch of like these cool creepy heads. This one I'm a little confused about what's going on here. I don't know if I'm a fan of this one. That's cool though. So is that. Now another one of my favorite things that they had this year, which I wish they came out with years ago, is these animatronic prop timers. You could basically set from 2 minutes to an hour and a half when your animatronic will be activated, which I think is pretty cool. We've got a spooky jack-o'-lantern right there. Whoa! Of course, Spirit always has a ton of just endless masks going along their back wall right here. Now they've got a bunch of new zombie babies this year, just like this one right here. Now up here you can see every animatronic from the year. And amongst all these animatronics and the thousands of costumes, here is the coolest animatronic Spirit has ever made. Young Hee from Squid Games. Look at that thing. You could play it in English or Korean. Look at the eyes. That is so cool. Spirit, you need to start making more stuff like this to go on sale over in that area, because this thing is genuinely so cool. Well, there we have it. That was Spirit Halloween 2025. What do you guys think of this year? Let me know down in the comments down below. I think the ISE is incredible, but the animatronics, they could use some work. But I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.